Here we go. It's done. It's complete. Come with me. This is the building. This is my studio now, both audio and painting. Join me in a magical world. That was a very unflattering face as I came in then, wasn't it? As I stepped up from the door. Like some arduous, terrible thing that I've had to undertake. I've just dropped my posh paintbrushes on the floor. Good God. Robert will kill me. Come here, you. Okay. They're the good ones as well. Really good ones. So, not voiceover related, but look at this this glory. Here's my painting station. That's my airbrushing station, but it's currently set up to take some photos of my models. I recently put up this lovely situation going up on here, as well as all my model building stuff. There's also like microphone. God, it's weird. I'll never get used to it. Microphone boxes here. But the main event is this slab of brown here. What's that, you ask? I'll show you in a bit. So yeah, this is pretty much the finished product. Here's the door. I was quite surprised when I put this door on. We had to put like 5 hinges. You can't see them from this side actually. I had to put 5 hinges on this. I didn't have to, but I did. Because this is a big old slab of MDF, of chipboard. And it's 18 inches, Fort Knox, 18 millimeters thick. It's super heavy, super duper heavy. And it's almost as big as that wall there. So I dare say it's heavier than a normal door, but this is what we needed to do. This is what I needed to do. So, with help from my lovely wife, we managed to get it hung on the 5 hinges I put on for her reinforcement. What it involved was me getting some plywood and lifting up each side, like so, rocking it so it was on one side and then the other. And when I put it up on one side, my wife would slide in the plywood and built it up so it was high, and then we rocked it the other way and my wife slid in the plywood there, and then it was the required inches off the ground because it is fairly thick rug, as you've seen in a previous vlog. So obviously if I just attached it to the hinges while it was on the floor, it would just be scraping along the floor, or if not scraping, then just completely immobile, which then it would just be a wall, not a door. Come join me in my little creation station. I've actually completed I might just switch this light on. Oh, the light switch moved as well. It was here where I've hung all some memorabilia, some press and access lanyards from reportage and stuff I've done, or conventions I've been to. Light switch over there. It was there. Now 2 light switches there. In we go. So the plan was to actually make my studio resemble the 17th century 42 gun frigate HMS Pearl, which famously was the frigate whose captain took down Blackbeard and sailed home with Blackbeard's head hanging from his prow. No, that's just how it's ended up. So the whole thing now is covered in these acoustic panels. You'll already be able to hear a lot less echoes just from being stood in here. Originally, when I put the door on, because of the situation with the electrician, I was trying to be as efficient as possible, and I couldn't put the door on while the light switch was where the hinges would be. Those are the hinges you can see there. So I basically did acoustic panels as wide as this door. Let me just move the curtain. As wide as this door. So they actually extended here. And obviously these are 4 inches thick. So when I put them on, the door would only open like that far. Something like that far. Which I could literally slide in and out of. But it was very, very, it was a great pain to have to do that, I have to say. And I was like, I've done so much work on it. Shall I just live with it for a while, get a few more projects under my belt, get recording, and live with it and do it at a later date when I can be bothered. But it turned out it bothered me enough. So the other day I dismounted these, which are just hung on a couple of hooks each, took the burlap off that side nearest the wall, measured 6 inches back, so I got some clearance, cut it off at 6 inches, reattached the side, readjusted the rock wall filling, re-staple gunned it all, and now I have this section of MDF which allows me, that section of free door, which means I no longer am having to creep in sideways surreptitiously like a burglar, and it opens pretty free and easily now. You can see how far they come out, actually. That's why they do such a good job of absorbing the sound, though. So yeah, this is it. I got my acoustic curtain put in. Excuse me. This was really long, and because it was long, it obscured the radiator. So when I had the radiator on, all the heat was just like trapped behind this curtain. So I did some really intricate tailoring, and just got a big pair of scissors and cut all the way along it, hacked it off above the radiator. So now my thermal acoustic dampening curtain fits beautifully, and it slides back and forth. Whereas before it was like, just because it was so long on the floor, it was like it was a pain in the ass. It was another pain in the ass that I'd made for myself, but had to correct. And the offcuts of that, the bottom of it, or some of the bottom of it, which came from there. So you'll see, because it's a triangle shaped roof, there is like a cavity here. So the curtain, some of the offcut of the thermal acoustic curtain, I got the trusty. That staple gun is amazing. Get a proper staple gun. Like, pay some money for it, and you'll feel its value. Stapled it up there to cover this, which does do, because I wasn't going to do it. You'd be surprised. It covers that cavity now. You'd be surprised, actually, how effective it is. It's keeping sound out. I went up there and temporarily just held it up on a ladder just to check, just to listen, and it did block quite noticeable amount of sound out. So I wouldn't have stapled it up there if it was just an absolute time waster. But yeah, it's amazing the small things that can make a difference to your recording space. It really is, because we've got the big door there, plenty of sound. You can hear the birds now out there. So, and some of that sound was leaking through here. So now that curtain's in place, that has eliminated that problem, which is very nice. That is my old dog clicker, just as a reminder of the old ways. Remember the old ways. Only audiobook editors and recorders will probably know why a dog clicker is considered the old ways. And this is my recording studio. It's down at the bottom at the moment. The table can rise, obviously. If I can remember which. Oh, that goes down. That goes up. There you are. I'm not going to do it too much because I will only have to lower it again to sit down and work on this project I'm currently working on. By the way, teleprompter changed my life. Oh my God, I make so fewer mistakes now. Absolutely incredible stuff. It's about $5 a month. Brilliant. So yeah, this is the studio. I've also up here, it did get quite chilly. And it still does get a bit chilly sometimes, although it's roasting at the moment. I've had to take my jumper off. So up here, it's looking like a pirate ship, which I actually quite enjoy, with all the burlap stapled to it. So I had a load. My intention was to put a load of rock wool in, insulation, and I'd got plenty left, thankfully. I've still got a bunch left in the cupboard under the stairs, so I might have it creep out into the hobby room as well. As a bit of it's already done. It's spreading its way like the red weed of Mars. Stick around for forthcoming audiobook from me. So what I did originally was I thought, well, maybe I can get away with just like stapling burlap up here to the ridges, the white ridges, which you can see. I can't believe. I mean, some may call it paucity, but I can't believe I've made a working door. You can see those ridges. So I thought, well, why don't I just staple like the sack material between the ridges, and then slide the rock wool in, and that'll keep it suspended, because the rock wool's not heavy at all, but it just wasn't cutting the mustard because it was slack, and it's really difficult getting trying to staple a tight flat plane from the material onto an angled roof by yourself, especially. It was sagging a bit, and that just... So I did that originally along this row, along here. And because it was sagging, I was just like going, God, this is the quicker way, but it's just not gonna... it's just not going to be the best way. So I tore all the staples down, and got sheets of wood, leftover wood, and created slats. So you can see the outlines of them here. This is wood that I just screwed in between the slats that run that way, the roof beams that run that way. And then I slid the rock wool into the cavities created by the slats, and then I was able to get the burlap and then staple it into formation, pull it really tight against these. As you can see, it hugs the outline, and that way it makes for a tighter, more compact structure of the rock wool. And because it is a tighter, more compact thing, it's going to have more sound insulating properties, and also more heat insulating properties as well. So basically I then spent, God, it's surprising for a short area, but possibly it could have been a day, It was a very long time stapling, screwing wood slats in against the other wood beam, the roof beams, and then sliding in the rock wool, and then stapling. The stapling took forever because I was so rigorous with it. But yeah, that's how I came to insulate the roof up there, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. It does have the piratey vibe, I have to say. So yeah, that's pretty much the project completed. I'm extremely happy. I really like it. I knew going in I didn't want to have like a booth. A booth. The reason for that is I've spent most of the last, I don't know, 3 years. I've been doing this how many? Been doing this full time for 5 years, both audiobooks and other voiceover. And I essentially worked in a cupboard, like a large cupboard, which was what we had available in our flat in Edinburgh. It's like a villa flat. It was pretty large by flat standards, but it's not a proper house. And it was just the space that we had available, and we had to make do because Louise, my wife, was working from home, so she needed to go into the spare room, and it just doesn't make any sense. It just didn't make any sense for her to be working in a lightless office when it would, in a small room, when it would actually be to my advantage to be in that small room. However, I didn't want that again because it got unbelievably hot in the summertime after long working sessions. It was cozy at times. It was very cozy and quite nice actually to be in there sometimes. But at other times it was quite claustrophobic and suffocating, especially because it was all dark and black. And I knew I wanted something with natural light. To be able to at least get in. Because I'd watched videos with the voice artist Terry Daniel, and who's like a well-known figure in the community. Really nice guy. He won't know who I am, but I at all. But I do. I am a member of a couple of his influential, I'd say, Facebook groups, and he's always been very nice to me when I've kind of like commented on his posts or replied to his comments in a rather pathetic attempt to be seen as a witty guy that he might like. That I trying to just a small sense of desperation to my comments. Of hopefully he's impressed by. Oh, I hope he finds this funny because he's really cool. He's really impressive. He's accomplished so much. He lives a life, that I would like to have with my voiceover career. Anyway, although he doesn't work in audiobooks, and it's a completely that I'm aware of, and it's a completely different field, but still, So I watched some videos by him, and he worked in a place with natural light and windows, and I was like, I need some of that. I need some of that vitamin D in my life. So yeah, I absolutely wanted somewhere that was bigger, still, as good if not better sound quality than the little tiny cupboard room, because that was very good sound quality, and I also wanted natural light. And it's, and a bigger desk, I just wanted a bigger area for me to be able to kind of gesticulate and express more. And the more I felt comfortable in here, the better my performances are going to be. Especially if I'm doing I just recently finished the almost 20-hour audiobook of A Ritual of Flesh, due out soon. Check it out. And if I'm doing big old books like that, which require a lot physically of me, and I do a lot of shouting, charge, hold the line, cut their heads off, stuff like that. I want a space where I can really gesticulate, when I can feel at home, and my performance is only going to be better because of that. And also, I wanted natural light too. And as natural light in studios go, you can't do much better than that nice big window, can you? I'm delighted to say that this really does do a fantastic job. I think it's a Moondream or Moonbeam curtain. I would recommend those, absolutely. If you're looking to get an acoustic thermal curtain. Very warm, really does lower the decibels that are coming in from outside. So that's not a problem, and it still allows natural light to leak in, which is quite nice. But obviously I've got my light up there too, and I've got my little IKEA lamp, which I really like, up there with my colour changing bulb. So anyone who's watched my recording of War of the Worlds I did a while ago that I've still not had time to publish due to client work will know I enjoyed like turning my lights red and stuff. And it, it's fun. And I'm not doing this job, this I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. But that's why I do it. Yeah, also it does help me get in the mood as well when I've got like, I was doing a forest scene for Ritual of Flesh, and I put green lights on, and I put a forest-smelling candle on, and it really gets, it works. It works. It really does for getting in that mood. But luckily the lights will provide any additional light that I might need while the curtains are closed, and that's basically it. This is the end. My beautiful friend, this is my studio. It's complete. I don't know what to say. This one's been quite a long video. I'm well chuffed how it's turned out. Thank you for the people who have been watching these vlogs and commenting. That's been very nice. I've enjoyed that. I had, Neil who actually gave me the idea to do the vlogs. He's said, I've uploaded them all to YouTube recently, and he said he's really glad I've done these, and he's learnt a lot himself, which is a very nice thing to say. From a very surprising thing to say as well, given my rambling nature and the fact you don't really watch me do anything. I just explain what I've done. But hey, that was very nice to hear. So this is the studio. I still don't have a name for it. I don't know what I'll call it. On the one hand, I want to call it something silly because I'll feel self-conscious calling it something serious. But on the other hand, I love melodrama and like absurdly epic things. So I also want to call it something absurdly epic, deadly serious, and absurdly so. So if I come up with a name for it, I guess I'll pop that on my Facebook page, and you can all take the mickey out of me for being so pompous about my workspace when it clearly is stapled together by hand by myself. So thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. I guess this is the last vlog of the studio builds. If you want me to vlog anything else, if you're interested in any aspects of being a full-time voice actor, audiobook narrator, audiobook producer, or just sound design sometimes for audio dramas, then let me know, and I guess I'll vlog it for you, since this has had a nice little bit of reception. Okay, I'm gonna get on with work now. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the flippy dippy.